Good afternoon. This is Debbie Broughton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I am on here this afternoon to show you an exciting new product from Stampin' Up! That will be available on Friday, July the 10th. Demonstrators got to see a sneak peek of this, or got to order a sneak peek of this product early so that we could show you how it works. It is the new hot foil system. So I'm going to kind of just go over everything that you get, and if you want to take the class, what you have to have for the class and how to use this. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug it in. It has a magnetic plug here, and it takes about 6 minutes for it to heat up the first time. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and get it started heating while I explain to you. So this is what you get in your box. You get this machine, you get step-by-step directions, you get a spacer plate and a shim, and then you get this mat to put your hot die on, and this mat for your heating system to sit on while you're working with it. And this is a magnetic wand, and when your die is hot, but you want to change to a different die, you pick it up with this, drop it over here, and let it cool. This is just so exciting. So that's what you get in the box for the system. Now, if you want to take the free class that they're offering on July the 24th, these are the other extra supplies you're going to need to get. Silver foil. I don't even know if I've opened my silver foil yet. I have not. But I have opened the gold foil, so let's look at it. Here's what it looks like. You get 2 rolls in here. And we have foil that comes in gold, silver, and pink. But if you wanted to just get things you need it for the class, you need the gold and the silver. I'm trying to get this in here without messing up the other roll. Okay. And then you're going to get these items to make the cards with. This is the Butterfly Flight hot foil dies. So these are the hot foil dies, and these are regular dies that can cut out things. So after you get the foil on there and everything, you can use this one to cut it out. Here's some bodies in case you wanted to make different color bodies, little butterflies, and just some little leaves. These are all just regular dies that cut. And then you have this mask system, which will color in the butterfly. And the butterfly is the one thing I have tried, because I got busy this last few weeks and I didn't have a chance to play with everything. So these are the butterflies. This one is just on Bubble Bath, 2-tone cardstock, which is better. It gives a more crisp look if you use the 2-tone cardstock, because our regular cardstock is milled. So it might just give a little bit more distressed look. But not bad. It would still be great to use. I just bought this because it's going to go along with the class. So this one I colored in with the new shimmer brushes. This one I used the mask and used Hydrangea Hue Light and then Hydrangea Hue Dark and then some crisp Cantaloupe. This one I did with the Stampin' markers because I still have some of the Stampin' Right markers. And this one I did with the blends, Night of Navy, Pool Party, and Balmy Blue. So that's the butterfly one. And then this is the other one you need for the class. It's Greetings. So it's going to foil in gold. And it also has one that will cut them out after you get them finished. These are beautiful leaves. And then this is the stamp set that goes with it. Now they're not going to match up perfectly. They're not meant to match up perfectly, because it's kind of like 2-step stamp, and sometimes it's kind of like out of the lines, but we shall see what happens when we try this one. And then you're going to need to buy let me see where I put it. There's a package of 2-tone cardstock in the end colors, so that's what you're going to need for the class. You get 2 sheets of, or Yeah, 2 sheets of each color. And then we have this other DSP that's called Everyday Essentials. So let me just show you. It's beautiful paper too. And it's not the in colors. That's Bubble Bath. This is Lost Lagoon. This is Misty Moonlight and Lost Lagoon together. This is Crumb Cake, basic white with some moonlight. What is that? I can't remember what the mountain, whatever the moonlight one is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me look. Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight and some Lost Lagoon. Darling Duckling. And some more Crumb Cake. This is Misty Moonlight, a shade lighter. And this is Lost Lagoon. I hope I'm showing these off. I'm probably not holding them so you can see them. These are flowers, and these are Crumb Cake dots. So let me just hold this paper over here. I wasn't paying attention where I was holding the paper before. Since we still have a little bit of time for our machine to heat up. Darling Duckling, Crumb Cake, Lost Lagoon, Basic White, and Misty Moonlight. Crumb Cake, and Misty Moonlight and Lost Lagoon. Bubble Bath, and Lost Lagoon. So this is the DSP that you'll need for the class on July 24th. And if you look, I'll try to post the PDF that shows you what you need and show you how you can find the video where they're going to cut all the paper. So we're just waiting for this to heat up. So let's see what we're going to do first. Let's try the leaf one. Like I said, the only one I've tried is the butterfly, so we shall see. Now these, if you feel these, they almost feel like rubber on the top or something. The back is metal for sure, and I guess the front is too. It just feels different. Because you cannot use our regular dies on this, they won't work. And I'm not sure if you'll ruin your die if you heat it up. I'm not sure. All I know is that they said you can only use the dies that are the hot foil dies. So we're just waiting. Let's see. I've been talking for, I was going to say 6 minutes. So it's ready now. So we're going to read our directions, what to do. We're just going to go step by step. So I plugged it in. The white button says stays lit, and the red light flashes. When the platform is ready to use, it beeps again, and the red light stays solid, and the white timer flashes. So now we're going to lay our die on here. Place the die flat side down on the platform and press the white timer. The platform beeps and the yellow light flashes while the die heats, approximately 1.5 minutes. The white timer button and the red stay lit. When ready, the platform beeps again and the green light turns on. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to get out our foil here. And we're going to cut a piece of foil so that we'll be ready when it beeps. You want to just be sure you have a piece that's going to cover your whole die. I should have measured that before I started the video, but I did not. So we're going to see. The air conditioning is blowing somehow from the fan above me. To say, why is it? So we're going to say, oh, that looks pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. Next time I will measure it before we put it on there. So now we're just waiting again. And we're going to use, I already have a piece of basic white cardstock cut. So we'll be ready with that. We have our spacer and our... Okay, so now it beeped again. Build your sandwich. by placing these items on the die in this order. The foil, shiny side down. Oh, I might miss just a few of the leaves. Let me see if I turn it kind of sideways if I can get them all. I did it like 1/8 of an inch too short. Okay, well, we'll just let one run off. So the shiny side is down. So our first order is to be sure and measure your die before you put it on the hot plate. Then we need cardstock. So we're going to lay that on here. And then we need the hot foil shim, which is this green piece. And we need the spacer. So there we go. So now we have it all laid on here perfect. Next we're going to unplug the cord, and look, this unplugs so easy. You can just push it and it comes off. And I am going to have to get my cut and emboss machine up here, so I need to make some room. I have it sitting right here. So I'm going to let you know that you have to use the Stampin' Cut machine in order to keep the warranty good. And I tried it on my old Big Shot, and it's like 1/8 of an inch too wide to use with the Big Shot. So our next directions say unplug the cord and carefully remove it from the silicone mat and place it on your platform. You want to try not to jiggle it too much or anything, and you want to place it on here. Now I can move that over a little bit. Move this more in the center, and you're going to crank. You're going to crank it as slow as you can, because the slower you go, the more gold that will get pressed onto your cardstock. So I'm just going very slow, and you're only going to go through once. So you don't want to roll it backwards. You'll have to take it off from the other side. And I'm just going as slow as I can. Just remembering that the slower I go, the better image I will get. Okay, so now it's finished. And I'm going to kind of push it out this way. And I'm going to lift it up. And I'm going to lay it here on my mat again, just so I don't get my glass mat too hot. Put my Stampin' Emboss machine away. Bring it over here and let's see how the magic did. So we're going to take off the spacer, the shim, and here we go with the cardstock. We're just going to peel it off. And voila. I kind of missed the very tip here. That's because it was at the very tip of my foil there. So now I have this beautiful leaf, and we're going to do something with that in a minute, but we're going to lay it aside, and we're going to use our magic wand here to lift off our die and lay it over here, and I'm going to lay it up over here behind me. So now we're going to heat it up again. We're going to heat it up again, so now I need to find the cord, and we're going to plug it in. Now this time it won't take as long to heat up because it's already still kind of heated up from when we did it the last time. So now what we're gonna do is see what happens if we take this negative piece and put it on something. So I am thinking I will do it again on this basic white, and I'll cut another basic white for my words. So we're just waiting. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to go get the other piece of basic white. So when we get to that part, we'll have it. The thing about this, it is going to take just a little while to do things. It's not automatic like when you use the heat gun to emboss, where you can just go back right away and do another one. I'm anxious to see how this is going to look. So my dye over that I just did, the leaf dye, it is finished enough, or cool enough now that I can pick it up. It's already cooled. Because I'm going to lay that down first. But I'm going to lay it down this time this way. And then lay this gold on top of it. Now you might get a little bit of gold or something on your shim. I have not yet. But don't worry, it'll still work fine. Oh, I did get a little piece right here, if you could see. You can take like an eraser or something and get it off, or if you leave it there, it's not going to hurt anything. We'll just have to wait here and see how long it takes to heat up again. If you have any questions while we're waiting for it to heat up. Oh, Judy, I am having fun. I haven't really played with it besides the butterflies because I was busy doing other things. But then yesterday when they said it was going to come out for customers, I thought, oh, I have to get ready and see how this is going to work. I really don't know how long it's going to take to heat up the second time, but we shall see. I saw a little piece of paper there. I just want to see what it's going to look like if we use this piece on a piece of white cardstock. If it'll be all gold and the leaves will be white. It would probably be better if I did a green instead of white. But white is what I have out here. Actually, what I do have cut, so we could try it on this maybe, is I found this garden, I forgot the name of this, garden meadow or something paper, and it has these leaves on the back which kind of look exactly like this. So that's what I'm going to use, and we'll see what it looks like when we put all this gold on here and the green will show through. Hopefully, if it works correctly. There we go. So, oops, sorry. This time we're going to lay our dye down backwards so we have a solid. And we're going to push the white button again. And we're going to wait a minute and a half. Have you tried doing the extra the foil after you finish one and see what it looks like when you use the negative, Judy? I'm thinking that this system, if you had a class with it, it's going to take a little bit for everybody to do all their foil embossing. But if you just had one card with the foil and other cards without foil, people could be working on those while people are working on the foil ones, and it might work out great. I'm going to have to see, think about that. So, just kind of hurry up and wait kind of thing here. So it's a beautiful day. I have somebody fixing my fence this afternoon, so if all of a sudden I'm also babysitting my daughter's little dog and my dog. So if all of a sudden you hear all this barking, it's because every once in a while he walks around to turn the water on, and they see him through the sliding door and they just go crazy that somebody's in their yard. Otherwise, he's on the other side of the house and they don't notice he's here. Okay, there went our light, and it's green now. So we are going to lay down our foil. We're going to lay down our paper. Okay, I'm doing this live, so now I'm trying not, I got my paper crooked. Then I'm going to put the shim on. Then I'm going to put the spacer on. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to get my machine back up here, my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to lift it out. You just want to be careful that you don't jostle it too much when you're going over to your machine, and you might kind of get a blurry effect if it were to move too much. So I'm going to put it in there, And I'm just going to slowly turn it. That's going to be something I have to remember. Usually I'm speeding through this part. Now it feels like I'm being a turtle. Oh, good, Judy. I'm glad you saved it all. I tried with the butterfly, but it didn't work out well. But I think because I didn't turn it slow enough when I was trying it. Because that's kind of, you have to give it time to get very impressed into the paper. Okay, so we've got it all the way. We're going to turn this like this a little bit so I can get it out. I'm going to sit it back down here in my mat. My machine back down here. I'm getting a workout today. Okay, let's try. Take off the spacer, take off the shim. And now we're going to peel it off and see what happens. Oh, it didn't really work like I thought it would. Well, it kind of just put some leaves around, but it didn't do the whole thing like I've seen other people. I'm just going to save this piece and I'm going to try it again because maybe I did something wrong. I'll have to see. Maybe I didn't let it heat up enough or something for all the gold to come off. But you know, as long as we have this like here with just a little bit of gold on it, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put some leaves on it just to see how it looks on the DSP. I will keep working on that. That's what happens when you do a live and you haven't practiced before, or even if you have practiced, sometimes things don't work out. You can kind of see it started to work, but it's not like I've seen other people's. But I've never seen anybody do it with the leaf, maybe. I've seen them do it with the, there's one that's a whole background. Yeah, okay, I'll try that, Judy, putting the flat side down. But then it's going to emboss again the leaves. I don't know. I'm going to read more about it, and I will try to perfect it. And I also saw that somebody just took the foil like this and put it on a window sheet and then glued it to the front of their card and did like an arch window and just saw parts of it, which would work too. You just hate to waste all that extra foil. So I didn't get that much foil on this one, so I don't think it's going to look too bad if I use the same one again. I'm going to put this piece somewhere where I am not going to lose it. And I need to cut another piece. So let's see, this was just a little bit short. And it was 5 inches, so we'll go 5.5 inches. And we'll use silver this time. I need to find my scissors. I see the handles. This is just a time to play with it. You're learning right along with me. So this time we're going to take the silver and we're going to make it be 5.5 inches long. That should work better. This is how you learn, by just keep on trying different things. It's also like taped here so that it doesn't keep rolling off. So I need to get that tape cut. There we go. So we're going to say 5.5 inches this time. 5.5. Oh, now it's already beeping for me to have my die on there. Okay. Now we have to wait for it to go off again, then we'll build our sandwich, and then after this one we'll go to the other things so that you can see how they work. I just wanted to play today. I'm going to leave this piece of gold over here. I'm going to play with it some more because it still has a lot on there to use. Oh, on sticky paper. That sounds like a good idea too, Judy. Then you could just stick it right to your card front. That would even be faster than the window sheet. And if you have everybody come over to your house in August, that will be so much fun. I think they would love that, to see it in person. Just know it takes a little bit in between times to let it heat back up again. A minute and a half never seems so long except for when you're just trying to wait. There we go. Okay, here's our sandwich. Die. Shiny side down. Covers the whole die this time. DSP with the side you want to put it on down. And you want to get it on there straight. Then you're going to put your shim on. Oh, I can see that just a tad of the leaf is sticking out there. Okay. It is a little warm. I'll tell you that. Okay, put your shim on. Put your spacer on. Unplug it. Get your Stampin' Cut machine back up here. Or your emboss and cut machine back up here. Carefully lift this up so you don't jostle it. Move your pad. I kind of just hold it down just a little to get it started, just so it doesn't shift. And then I just go very slow. Now yesterday, after I found out it's going live on Friday, I went ahead and ordered some of the pink foil, because you can get pink foil. And I ordered, there's this garden scene that's just beautiful when you put it on. It takes up the whole background. And I also got, they have some frames. Kind of like the frames that are with the Winnie the Pooh set. And so it'll just be a line of silver or gold or pink around the outside of the label. Because I thought that sounds pretty interesting to try too. Okay, so it's all the way through. We're going to take this out. And like I said, it's not warm. It's warm on the bottom, but not too hot that I can't touch it. We're going to take off the shim and the plate. Oh, look. Now I have some silver to play with. Doesn't that look pretty? Even though it has some of that gold in the background, it kind of looks like distressed. I like it. So this would make a pretty card. Let me get this die off here. That's fun to play with. Okay, so we don't need the directions anymore. I think I can remember. I'm gonna put this over here on my other desk so that I don't lose it. We're gonna set the machine back in its silicone mat. We are going to plug it in. And we have to wait another 5 to 6 minutes. So let's decide which one we're going to do next. I think we should, oh, see, I didn't. I'll have to try the stamp set next time. Do it on white. That's why I had the white out, so I could try to stamp. But instead I put it on the DSP, which looks beautiful too. So we'll have to save something for next time. So now let's do the words, because I haven't done the words yet. I have happy birthday, get well, thank you, thinking of you, and celebrate. And this time we're just going to do it once, and I'm going to practice doing the negative before I try another one. So you can tell the difference here. This are regular dye, so it'll cut it out. And then I don't know if you can tell, it's like a gray, a different color of gray than the regular silver ones. In order to get them off the mats here, I'm going to have to take their frames off. So I didn't realize these were all, I thought they were all like hooked. I looked at it when I put it on the magnetic sheet, but I didn't think about it. So let's lay them out here just so we can see how big we need to make our piece of foil, as long as we have to wait for it to get heated up anyway. I'm going to kind of put them close together. So you could just do these one at a time if you wanted to also, if you were just looking for a certain greeting. So let's see if we can move this one over. I'm just trying to see how I can fit them all on one piece of foil. Okay, let's see. Let's go with gold again. We'll see if it's going to be wide enough. It's just, yep, it should be wide enough, and this should be long enough. So let's see how long this is. So it's about 7.5 inches, which is probably about right because I think my baguettes are 7 inches long, or 7.5. And there we go with the beeping that it's ready, but I'm not quite ready. Let me put the dies on here, and then I'll cut out this gold. It's going to take a little while to get all these on there. We're going to start out over here. Like I said, you could just use a little piece of foil and do these all separate. Let's see if we can get them all to fit. By putting this one over here, but not on top of another one. Okay, so now I'm going to push the button so it heats up the dies, and I can go on cutting my foil. I might not be on camera for the cutting of the foil, but that's okay. I have too much sitting on my mat because I have to put out the arm to get to 7.5. Okay, I might not have cut this real straight because I'm kind of at an angle, but it will work. I should have cleaned off a spot on my desk that sits here next to me more so I would have had room to cut over there. I'm going to put this away so I don't have so much laying out here. Okay, now we're waiting a minute and a half. We could put this one away. Let me find where it goes. It's all nice and cool now. It really doesn't take long for it to cool off. And we are finished with the leaf one now. Okay, there went our timer. So we are going to say that this gold foil will fit. It looks like it's going to fit. Oh, it's missing just a part of this word over here. I don't know if I can get this to scoot in just a tad, maybe. There we go. But I have to have enough room to cut it out. Do not try this at home because you might burn your fingertips. I'm just playing. There we go. Now I have it all covered. I kind of put it on here. Careful. I kind of put it on here like an angle. And so it's all going to fit. It is warm. Then we're going to put our shim on. And I have so much static in my house. Okay, we're going to try again. We're going to put the shim on straight down from the top. If you notice, I have a little bit of foil on my shim. Put the spacer on, unplug it. It's very much easier just to push it down than it is to try to pull it out. Move our mat, move this over. Get the cut and gloss machine. We're going to have this down to a system. That's a good idea, Judy, because it would take a while for everybody to make their own. I mean, but if they had some other cards that didn't have foil on it that they could be making while the person trying the foiling machine. Okay, now we're going to turn really slow. I'm going to have to find something to keep all my pieces of foil in now so that I can play with them later. Okay, so now we have it. We're going to carefully take it out, lay it back on its mat, move this out of our way. I'm excited to see these words. Take off the spacer, take off the shim. Well, the paper comes with the shim. And we're going to just peel it off like this and see what happens. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the paper on. So now I have a whole shim that's got all the words. And they would have fit nicely. Okay. We're going to have to try again. And I'm going to have to work with my eraser to get all those off. And I'm not going to be able to fit all the words onto this 5 1/4 by 4 sheet. So I'm just going to do two words. Oh, these are hot. We're going to do get well. I don't think I'm probably the first person that's done this. How about that? They are a little warm. I can't have them on there yet anyway because the machine hasn't. Okay, I'm forgetting my steps. All right, I'm plugging it in. Here we go, Judy. Do not do that. See, I was just showing you how to not do something. Do not forget to put your paper on the shim or on the foil before you put the shim on. I'm looking for my little eraser. I had it out. Here it is. Okay, let's see if this will take it off. Oh yeah, it takes it off pretty easily. Maybe if I use the rougher side, I can get it off. There we go. I will have this back looking like new. It comes off pretty easy. I did this one time when I was ironing on t-shirts. I put it down before I put the t-shirt on there, and then on the top of my heat press was the exact words I was trying to put on the t-shirt, and they were there forever. It never really made any difference. It just looked funny when you looked underneath there. You might still be able to see these lightly. Might as well just do something while I'm waiting. This will teach me to go too fast and not to practice things to think I can just get on and do a video without practicing first. I know. Isn't it weird? Here I am just going along, oh, let me show you this new machine. And then but when Stampin' Up! Was demonstrating it on their video, they had a lot of foil on their one shim, and it still worked. It never came off or messed anything up. So I'm just really working on this now just to save time. But I need to cut another piece of gold. So we will finish this later. And we will try the words again. They came out very pretty on that though, didn't they? We'll try silver this time. And we're probably going to say we need about 4 inches. There went our machine going off to tell us it's time to push the button. I'm going to say 3 3/4. I'm trying not to get my foil wrinkled either. All right, which one should we use? Let's do Happy Birthday and Get Well. Thinking of you, here's Get Well. We'll try 2 of them this time. You think maybe 3? We'll do Celebrate because it's kind of a skinny one. If it will fit on the foil that we have here. On my piece of foil. It will if I put them just a little bit closer together. Okay, got them where I want them now. And like I said, be very careful because that is hot. I just kind of using my nails, not my fingertips. And I'll work again on getting my words off here. At least they come off pretty easy. Not like my heat press that forever has some words about Jonah, because it was I was making shirts for the Bible Bowl, and Jonah was one of the things on the Bible Bowl, so that's what the shirts we're going to have on there. I'm going to be sure to put this down this way this time, just to be sure and put this up. Now I'll probably get gold on my spacer too if I do that, but we shall see. And I have my paper right here. Do not forget the paper. Judy, have you used the two-tone cardstock, or are you using a regular cardstock? All right, we're going to put these words away over here. There we go. So now, we're going to lay down our foil. Lay down our cardstock. Our shim. Our spacer. Unplug it. See, I'm getting the steps now. Cut and emboss machine. Load it up. Hold it down just a little to get it started, and then roll very slowly. This just fits in here just right. You have maybe like about 1/8 of an inch gap on the one side and no gap on the other side. But that's why it won't fit into the Big Shot, because the Big Shot is just a little bit skinnier than the cut and emboss machine. Okay, so we got that through. We're going to take this off. Oh, it's hotter this time than it was last time. We're going to set this down here. And we're going to take it off and see what happens. This time it did not stick to the shim because there was cardstock between it. And let's see what happens when we take this off. Ooh, look how pretty those came out. And now I have the dies and I can just cut them out perfectly around each one. Oh, I'm very happy with that. So we're going to do one more thing because we're almost to an hour. So we're going to take these off, let them cool. Plug our machine back in. Wait for it to heat up. And we'll do the butterflies. And this time I thought we'd do the butterflies on this crisp cantaloupe color. And then when you cut them out, you would just have a bunch of crisp cantaloupe butterflies. And another time I'll show you how to cut them out and how to use the mask. Today basically we're just trying to learn the foiling system. So this is one big die. So before we even start, we're going to measure how big this die is so we know how much foil to cut. And it is approximately 4.5 inches. So I'm going to go with 4 3/4, just so I have a little bit to play with. And I'm going to do silver again since I already have some gold butterflies. And we're going to do it 4 3/4. Okay, there we go. Now we have our paper cut. We have our DSP ready. We have our shim and spacer ready and the die here ready. But I'm going to work a little bit more on my words. Oh, see, they did get a little bit on here. So I might have to work at getting them off there. This time I'll put them down because if they go in the back of the DSP, nobody's ever going to see them. I'm going to have to look and see if you can buy extra shims and spacers in case they get warped or in case you forget to put your paper on and you have a bunch of foil stuck to it. And after I'm done here too, I'm going to take it and kind of rinse it off. Oh, look at that, was faster this time. Okay, so it's ready. So we're going to put our die on there. Put the die on. Hit the button. Wait for it to go off again. I'm getting little shavings all over. This is the in color DSP, so it's like 2 or 3 sheets of each of the 5 new in colors. I just love our in colors this time. Of course, I always love them. We always come out with such beautiful colors. I'm going to put these over here so I can put them away. I wish I could describe to you what they feel like because they just feel so different. I want to say like rubber, but it's not. It's metal. But it's something that can get heated. That's why you don't want to use your regular dyes because they're not made to get heated. And I don't think it would work because these got wider like lines. Some more of the gold or silver or pink will get stuck to your DSP or your cardstock. So this time we're going to put this on the back side. That way, if it gets on the back of the paper, it'll be okay. It didn't really ruin this. It's just, you know, now it's not nice and pretty and shiny like it was when it came out of the box because I made that mistake. Okay, it's ready. We're going to lay down our foil. We're going to lay down our cardstock. We're going to lay down our shim with the clean side up. Then our spacer that now also has some foil on it. And unplug it with the cut and boss machine. Move this over a little bit so we can fit this in. And then we're just going to Oh, I shifted this. So I don't know how this is going to work. I hit it on the side and it shifted. So we have to see what happens. It might have messed it up. But it could be another lesson on what not to do. I'm going to slowly just crank it through here. Okay. I'm going to take it out. And try not to touch the bottom like I did last time. Not that it really burned my fingers, but it was hot. If I didn't have to try to keep everything underneath the camera, I would have more room. Okay, let's say voila. Take off the spacer, take off the shim. Take off the DSP with the foil stuck to it. And peel it back slowly. Oh, I don't think... There, I almost melted the foil on the plate there. Oh, they turned out pretty good, even though I kind of jostled it a little bit. I don't really see any things that got smeared. And they look so... The silver looks so pretty on the crisp cantaloupe. And now they'll just be ready to put on a card. I don't have to, you know, color them in or anything. I'm going to lay this over here. I put the mat over on my other desk. So, this is what we made. And as we go along, I'll be making more things, and I will see what I could do with all those leftovers I have. I'll keep working to get the rest of my words off there. So we have some words. We have some butterflies. Where's our other things we did? Here's the butterflies that I colored in on the bubble bath. Here's some leaves. And the only other thing I'm missing is the leaves. I still like that, even though it was a mess up with the gold. It kind of just gives it a more distressed look. Well, I hope you have a good afternoon. And Judy, send some pictures of the things that you've been making. Happy stamping. Bye.